What's up YouTube? The Oscar is here with another Wi-Fi battle, but this one's a little bit special. It's for ELO's themed tournament, which makes it all the greater. I've got a battle here against DrShenanigans. He was my paired opponent. My theme is Power Rangers because I'm legit. His one was Radiant Dawn, I think, the weapons, so it's a pretty good match. I lead off with my Rita Repulsor, the Frostlass, because everyone knows she's a bitch. And, you know, I just set up the spikes. I was expecting him to either Pursuit or Shadow Sneak the entire time, you know, a bit of mind games, but really, if I could get 2 spikes up and maybe Destiny Bond it to death, then that would have been cooly dools, but no worries, you know. So he takes me down, I get 2 layers of spikes up. I wasn't too worried at this stage, after all, it was just a Frostlass. Now I go into my Defender Wheel, one of the Zords from Power Rangers, and let's go for my Stealth Rock, setting up them hazards. He misses the Will-O-Wisp, not that important, since it is a defensive Don fan, it's not really going to do much damage to this thing anyway. So I just go for the knockoff, get rid of his leftovers. He swaps out into Mammoth Swine, and I'm like, probably going to have to swap here. Jokes! And I hit it with the Life Orb on the switch before I do actually have to swap out. And I'm just going to go into my Dusclops, knowing I can take either of his stab moves, and if he does decide to go for the Stone Edge for some reason, well, it's not stabbed and defensive monster, you know the drill. So I predicted him to swap out to anything, so I just went for the Will-O-Wisp in case he did decide to go in, but as you see, a recurring factor in this battle is me missing Will-O-Wisp. I do hit it here, which is the one time I do hit it out of 1 billion times. It isn't that important that I did miss the first one because I did predict the switch here and just go for the pain. No, I don't. I predict the Latias. And I go out to my specially defensive Scorpina, one of the villains in the first season, I think, of Power Rangers. Or maybe it was the second. Probably the second. Don't even know. But anyway, I just go straight for the Whirlwind, knowing he'd want to switch, predicting me to be specially defensive. Also, I wouldn't set up the Toxic Spikes on him. I Whirlwind him out into his Mienfoo. I know the Fake Out or the U-turns coming, so I go straight into my Dusk Skull, either as Death Fodder or to hopefully Pain Split whatever he sends in to just kill me. Because it is so bulky, he does go into his physically defensive Vaporeon. Well, he told me it was physically defensive. You don't really see it because it goes for a Hydro Pump. And I was like, that water is too strong, but Dusclops is especially defensive in this case. And I'm able to send off a Pain Split, which is excellent since Vaporeons do have a great amount of health. Now, here I was projecting the Wish, not the Yawn, so I just went for the Taunt, which is okay, but now I'm going to have to sacrifice a Pokemon because I don't want Duskull to fall asleep because there's too many things that walls on his team and it's too useful. So I go out to my Don fan to take the Hydro Pump just as Death Fodder, since he hasn't set up any rocks. I don't think he is going to set up any rocks anytime soon. Plus, you know, it gives me a free chance to go onto my side, so to possibly scare him out, but he does stay in, realising he is a fairly good counter to me. Luckily, he is taunted, can't go for the Wish as I do U-turn out. Because I didn't have anything else to really take the Hydro Pump, I go into Skull, but luckily he misses, though. In the long run, it's not that important, because I think I would have... No, actually it did matter, but, you know, I miss all my Will-O-Wisps, so whatever. That's making up for it at this point. So he goes out into his Latias. I didn't think he would come on, I thought he would actually try and kill me, but because it probably is the bold set that's running around in OU, I just went for the Pain Split. Now I'm predicting the Recover or the Wish, so I'm assuming he has possibly Protect or Roar. It's his last move, leaving him with only Dragon Pulse as his attacking move, so it won't do too much despite being stabbed because I do have that high special defense. Anyway, I go for the Will-O-Wisp here, and of course it misses, so I'm expecting him to Dragon Pulse, seeing he can't really do anything else. Just go for that Pain Split. Luckily that Wish brought him up to full, so I will get majority of my health back and take him down to about 1/3. Or 2/3, sorry. And now there's not really much going on here. There's not too much to explain. My Skull from Skullovich in Power Rangers, one of the comedic reliefs, is just, you know, trying to stop this Latias from setting up any further. So I go for the Taunt. He probably could have gone for 2 Dragon Pulses here and taken me out, but maybe he was predicting me to Pain Split anyway after the Taunt. But that's too risky. I don't want him to be to full when I bring in something else, so I go for another Pain Split here. And, you know, it's not really too much happening. I probably could have sped it up, but it gives me a chance to talk about Power Rangers. So Power Rangers are amazing, and this little store war's going on. I eventually decide to sack my Skull You know, that talk about Power Rangers just went on forever, didn't it? But anyway, he finally takes me out, and this is where the match kind of takes a turn for the worse for him. I just come in with a Sizor. I didn't really want to upload a sweep, but it was a pretty good match until the end. He shouldn't have swapped out here, but perhaps he was predicting like the U-turn or something else. I go for the Bullet Punch. Surprisingly, the Miltank lives a choice bend Bullet Punch from an Adamant Sizor, but you know, whatever. It still dies in 2 shots, and now the rest of his team can't take a Bullet Punch. In a last-ditch attempt, he tries to probably get like a Super Mega Crit on the Fake Out, but my Lord Zed, the evil mastermind, in the first, second, and I think even third series of Power Rangers, is, you know, doing work with his Bullet Punch. You know, he's red, he's got that steel, in the show he's got that giant staff to take out his enemies. You know, these weapons from Radiant Dawn ain't got nothing. Oh, is it Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn? I think so. Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, people. But, you know, I'm just going for these bullet punches one after the other. You know, he's got nothing to stand up to Scissor at this point, because it was a major counter to his team once I got rid of his Vaporeon. So anyway, that was a really good game. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out.